Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zakk.
I'm Shane.
We're back with Squid Game, Season 1, Episode 5. You hear what happened last time?
Well, the big thing was the tug of war. And I think they even had a name for it. The basically really bad, terrible sleepover. Not the sleepover, but the night sleep session was filled with all kinds of violence.
Fucking night of broken glass shit.
Yeah, where Duck Sue
Crystal knocked. fucking...
Yeah, Duck Sue went on a murdering rampage. And all kinds
stirred everybody up.
Yeah, it kind of started with an egg, and then we had people pushing over beds, and we had that old man going, please. I felt terrible. Yeah.
Saying he was scared and all that.
Yeah, I guess one thing that was interesting to me is they talked about rooting out the weak, but like their tests were basically, I think, a little biased towards men. Or, you know, people who are more murderous in general, who have more testosterone, who are bigger, stronger, faster. Like, they're in there with women who, on average, are much lower in all those categories.
Reminds me
so I thought it was a little unfair.
Video I watched one time of these mountain goats.
Yeah.
These rams that have such high testosterone levels that those fucking things just walk around and they're literally hitting each other in the nuts all the time. Like, they'll walk up to one another with their legs and just smack the other one in the nuts.
That's terrible.
And that's what they do all the time. Then they butt heads a lot and they smack each other in the nuts, and that's all they do.
See, I could.
That's men, folks.
Let's
yeah. Roll.
Pickpocket was. Oh!
Pull back now, Jesus.
God.
Yes.
They can't get their footing.
Yes.
These poor Asian men. That guy's shoe fell off. I'm yelling timeout.
There isn't one.
Fucking shoe!
It seems like they're giving up a little bit watching them. Like giving up a little bit of traction and effort.
Yeah.
They need to be going full board.
I know.
Boom.
Look at that. He's amazed that they're going to kill these people. You just know.
Mm-hmm.
The tug of war match. He's always wanted.
Fucking strategist.
Yeah. Oh. Shit.
Reminds me of the talk that teacher gave one time about the Germans putting people into ovens.
Oh yeah. It just.
What it would do to a person.
Yeah. I feel like that had to be something that was pre-installed. Like, way before
they have to have their shit together.
That is such a scheme.
Scheming, petty scheme.
In basketball, we always talk about schemes. Like, we draw up schemes, like plays. I always hated calling them schemes.
막 울면서 미쳤어.
근데 아주머니는 왜 쫓겨났어요?
오빠, 나 아주머니 아니야.
불이 꺼지면 또 싸움이 벌어질지 몰라요. 미리 대비를 합시다.
어떻게? 네? 여기 여자들이랑 노인네께서 어차피 이 중에서 우리가 제일 약한데.
You dipshit, you didn't learn anything in the last fucking game?
주님 모시는 분이 더 살벌하네.
이미 우리 모두 죄인입니다.
The story's changing pretty quick.
I always think that storyline's played out, though. I think I pray, and he's like the worst one. Yeah. It's just, no matter what you believe, it's really played out. Yeah. It's irritating.
I can see that because they're always putting it in the spotlight.
Yeah.
근데 뭐 이딴 거 쌓는다고 괜찮겠어? 바람이 숭숭 셀 것 같은데.
괜찮겠어? 팀이라는 저 쓰레기 같은 인간들을 정말 믿는 거야? 불 꺼지고 싸움이 나면 기회 봐서 너부터 죽일 거야.
In the jungle, if there's like a hierarchy where the alpha male was like really tyrannical, like for chimpanzees, the second and third strongest males just take them out.
Yep.
So you can't be at the top and be an asshole.
Yep.
야, 니들도 그거 내려놓고 그냥 쉬어.
There you go, right? I really appreciate you guys.
Changing the story. Willy Wonka shit.
I feel like the mask guy And this is based off of just a meta knowledge of things. Like, he would always see what's going on. Mm-hmm. Like, if they're harvesting organs, I feel like that wouldn't elude him.
I wonder. Well, yeah. They've got guys working in the camera rooms deleting footage.
Oh, there you go.
What if you're just looking at the screens that split second?
Yeah, I
And
guess
sees it disappear.
because they're showing the effort they're going through, it makes you think that even more, you know, that he still might see it. Because they're trying to fool the audience.
Yeah.
아, 우리가 초장부터 노인네를 믿고 어떻게 두 다리 뻗고 찹니까?
Dude, relax.
내가 먼저 할게요.
나도 같이 할게요. 나 지금 안 졸려요.
Ali.
I trust Ali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
피곤하지만 바로 깨워줘.
The second he gets tired.
사장님 자비도 좋습니다. 받으면 돌려줘야 합니다.
You're in danger of becoming a good man.
Yeah, look at it. Open the gate, Proximo!
몇 살이야?
할리는 33살입니다.
33 is never a good age. It's the supposed age of Jesus. The age of Superman. It's the mythological age. That's our guy, right?
Yeah.
매일 잠도 제대로 못 자고 먹을 것도 제대로 못 먹고 죽을 고비 넘겨가면서 이 짓 한번 해봐.
그래서 죽지 않게 게임도 알려주고 먹을 것도 따로 챙겨주잖아.
제가 잘 지키고 있습니다. 걱정 말고 편히 주무세요.
너는 내가 믿지 이 새끼야.
이들이 죽지도 않은 인간을 쑥대 위에 올려놨잖아. 그 깨어나서 발버둥 치는 바람에 다 엉망.
That thing was still alive. I don't know if that translation's good or not, but
Yeah.
it's always how he looks at things.
What is this bullshit?
Trying to encourage them to fight. Oh. Remember he told his ex-wife, he's arguing with her about the guy that died at work?
Yeah.
Maybe he's having a flashback.
다니던 회사에서 파업을 했어요. 이렇게 바리케이트를 쳐놓고. 파업은 왜? 회사가 어렵다고 다 나가라잖아요. 애는 곧 태어나고 돈 들어갈 일은 쌓여있는데. 열이 심하잖아요.
시체인 줄 알았던 게 갑자기 좀비처럼 벌떡 일어나서 한쪽 눈알이 튀어나온 상태로 날 노려보는데 어제도 그게 꿈에 나왔다니까.
여기 누구세요?
이거 써.
그 좀비 어떻게 됐어? 어떻게 되긴 뭐가 어떻게 돼. 내가 급한 대로 저걸로 때려 죽였지. 그건 왜 물어봐? 너도 다 봤으면서. 넌 뭐야? 기억이 안 나? 정신이 없어서. 정신이 없어? 이 손으로 시체까지 깨끗이 튀어놓고선. 이시구만. 너
여긴 내 수술실이야! 제발 잡소리치고 치우고 이거나 제대로 잡아! 아니면 간이고 공파 치고 다 이걸로 그냥 가버릴 테니까! 다음 게임 뭐야?
우리도 아직 몰라.
무슨 소리야? 모르다니. 니들 뒤봐주는 한패가 있을 거 아니야?
알았으면 이미 연락이 왔겠지.
니들 시키는 거 다 했잖아. 지금 당장 안 하려고 그래!
돌아가서 기다려.
족같이 소리하지 마!
Dude, I don't like being played either, but there's two of
Yeah,
them.
really, yeah, it's not really your situation there.
Benjamin went down.
Yeah.
You couldn't go backwards?
Yeah. Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
게임을 못하는 애는 아닌 놈들이 오늘 밤에 날 죽일 거야.
지금 이런 식으로는 아무것도 못하나.
내가 니들 같은 쓰레기만을 믿을 것 같아.
그러면 어쩌라는 건? 위에 가서 게임을 알아봐. 알았어. 열쇠가지 가야지. 여기 내 오른쪽 주머니에 위층 열쇠가 있어.
계속 잡고 있지 마요.
못 믿겠으면 직접 꺼내서 던져줘.
We're winning any games now.
Dude, you have a crowbar and you
And he still lost.
건드리지 마. 폭탄이야. 폭탄? 시키려고 만든 거야. 다 빠져나오고 나면 그걸 터뜨려서 여기 바꾸어 버리려는 거야.
VIP는 어떤 사람들이야?
I don't want to be on that list.
비상! 의사가 탈출!
Who puts all the effort into building this little fucking funhouse with doors that don't go anywhere?
So in case something like this happens,
I guess, but
호기심만 많은 게 아니라 목소리도 달라진 것 같네. 얼굴 좀 볼까? 죽여서 확인할까? 누구야 너?
it's not cocked.
pull back in it.
No, it's not. The hammer is not back.
You're right.
But his brother. Doesn't look anything like him. No family resemblance.
생각해봐. 내가 널 왜 죽이겠어? 그럼 일만 더 커질 텐데.
일은 이미 커져버렸어.
이제 내가 소각장에 넣어서 태워버릴게. 여기서 참가자가 사라지면 문제가 되지만 병정 하나 사라진 건 아무 문제도 안 돼.
How many soldiers get killed though?
지금 중요한 건 니들이 이렇게 만든 사람이 누군지야. 니들이 좀비라고 부른 사람. 수술 중에 깨어났다는 콩팥이 하나 없는 사람. 뭔지 알아? 여기 이 안에 있어. 나한테 줬거든. 그 사람이 내 형이야.
여자였어. 남자 아니야.
아직 기회가 있어.
너 같은 쓰레기 말을 내가 어떻게 믿지?
So that's not very friendly.
I think he just wants to live. You know, you can trust him. He doesn't want to die.
나도 너랑 똑같은 사람이야. 취침 시간이 끝나기 전에만 돌아가면 우리 둘 다 살 수 있어. 의사 선생, 가서 그 얼굴부터 씻자고.
How the hell did he get there?
He knows.
Yeah,
Like you said.
he just like surprise. He
Besides
still
what
fooled
the
me. They made me forget to fool me.
그지까지 했는데 설마 남자한테 그랬겠냐고. 못 믿겠으면 명단을 확인해봐.
명단?
참가자 명단이 있어. 인적 사항이 적혀져 있는.
So what she? Ugh. I'd kill him for that.
Yeah.
여기서 네 형 찾는 거 내가 도와줄게. 이 짠깃한 돈 이거 너 다 줄게 진짜.
Might shoot him now. He's getting a little too enthusiastic.
I know.
때문에는
Yep. There you go.
시체에서 장기를 떼어내서 팔든 장기를 통째로 씹어먹든 난 관심이 없어. 하지만 너희들은 이곳에서 가장 중요한 걸 망쳐놨어. 평등이야. 이 게임 안에선 모두가 평등해. 공평하게 경쟁하지.
It's not fair.
바깥 세상에서 불평등과 차별에 시달려온 사람들에게 평등하게 싸워서 이길 수 있는 마지막 기회를 주는 거야. 너희들이 그 원칙을 깼어.
죄송합니다.
Here's the game plan before it all starts. We go in. I'm going to shoot him.
Because Wolfie wants us to do
And
that. The guys.
you shoot him.
Yeah. I don't
That
know.
way I can walk away cool, and you just shoot him.
Yeah.
Got it?
잠수통 개수가 그대로야. 아직 안에 있어. 찾아.
They-
God damn it.
How the hell is he gonna get out of this? Oh Lord.
What are you doing in here, boy? You're lying to me.
영감님이 몸이 많이 안 좋으세요.
Million divide. So bad.
황인호.
His brother won.
Where's his brother at?
Get the fuck out of Dodge, probably. Get all that money.
I thought this was... I thought his brother was just missing.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, okay. He got his name on that list for that year that he won.
Then he came back?
I don't know. I have no fucking idea what's going on now. Okay.
Guys, that was a reaction. This is our discussion.
What'd you think?
No, I liked it. And we're getting to kind of the... I mean, we're just seeing more behind the scenes and the mystery of the show. I mean, there wasn't like a high-octane moment. You know, and that's fine. I don't need that every episode.
No, I mean, they kind of... I'm sure they did it every time. Mm-hmm. They'd run the risk of either peaking...
Yeah.
Or plateauing.
Yeah, no. So this show, it obviously goes up and down. I wouldn't say this is down at all. I'm just talking about some of those big emotional, high-octane moments. Mm-hmm. But I feel like... okay, I'm confused. Maybe you explain it to me. So the cop, do you know his name?
Nope.
His brother is missing now, right, in the real world. His mother's calling him, asking him where his brother is. He usually disappears and shows up. Yeah, he looked at, what year was it? He found his brother in a book.
The last book he picked up was 2014, I thought.
And his brother won?
Well, that wasn't the winning records. The winning record was... Maybe it was for that year. Maybe he found the winning record for that year, and then he went back and looked at the book.
Okay.
Maybe that's what happened.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm trying to understand. It might be because kind of it's a different language. And I'm trying to understand.
Well, I just wasn't paying enough attention to that winning list to catch the date.
Yeah, and I don't know the cop's name. So
I was too enamored with like the ornate beauty of the card.
Yeah.
And how they make everything look decorative and nice. Or if it was, in fucking the USA, it's just like typed out on this white blank piece of paper, and it's probably like Soviet Russia or something. They probably just had it's all sterilized looking, all bland.
Yeah.
Nothing looks interesting. Which in and of itself, on the whole, is very intimidating and cool.
Well, you know what's weird is when we watch Loki, I feel like there is some because they're kind of modeling off of the Cold War look. Mm-hmm. And there's and maybe it's a show, and there's these pretty greens, and I guess they're ugly greens by themselves.
You could say that's the American side of it.
The set design, I think, looks attractive, I guess.
I don't know. The Cold War for the British would have been different than the Cold War for the Ruskies, and the Cold War for the Americans.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
the thing that got me the most, actually, is they were having sex with this dying or dead woman.
Yeah.
And this guy was like, see? I'm a good guy. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And he shot his ass. I'm glad he did.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. But if you're okay with just hacking up people and selling their organs on the black market, then
you're a piece of shit anyways.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I just think that's a different type of piece of shit.
Where are your principles?
Yeah. I guess I feel like I could do that easier than I could have sex with a half dead woman, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think most of those guys would be like, oh.
Yeah, probably. Well, they said they took turns though.
Yeah. Well, everyone outside that room. The guy with the mask, I don't would like that.
Well, probably not. He seems like he's all about fairness and equality. He said.
Do you believe him?
I believe that there's some idea there of fairness and equality. He obviously has.
It's a
set of principles that have led to these rules that he's established.
Okay, so I agree. I guess what I'm saying is
like 1984 on a very small scale.
Yeah.
Not really. That's not technically true. I've read it. It's been a while, but most of it stuck with me. But that was all about if you're a party member in 1984, they fucking squeezed you and controlled everything you did.
Yeah.
If you weren't the part of the party, then you were just some fucking, street rat.
Yeah.
And they made a point at one point when Winston's in jail, and the street rats are just talking to the cops and hollering back and forth at each other, and but he's the one that wasn't free.
Yeah.
Because he was a member of the party and everything like that.
So there wasn't an advantage to being a member of the party.
No. Fucking torture your ass and put a box on your head with rats in it and shit.
I guess I would feel, in the purest sense, it's fair because it's random. It's not random. Okay, so all these people have the same shot, and that's equality of opportunity. But and this is what I would, and I'm not a socialist by any means, but on that side of looking at things, I think you need to have a balanced viewpoint. It's not all these people are starting in the same place in their life. One guy's fucking old and he's got a big disadvantage because he's got brain cancer.
Yeah.
And like the night of terror of just brutal, everyone killing each other.
Yeah.
Like the women are going to have a worse shot just because they're smaller and weaker.
Yeah.
So it's not fair to them. But like in the purest sense, it's fair. But like when you're looking at like I don't look at politics this way actually really at all. Is that they didn't all start in the same spot, and it's unfair to a lot of them. Like so far, and I know in the tug of war game, it's they use their head and strategy, and it worked. But for the most,
I don't buy it.
No, I bought it. It's just like, you think they would win against Dux's team?
I don't know. I mean, Duxu seems like he's cunning enough, but he's also, I don't know, I don't want to say cunning. It's a poor word because he always ends up with this dumbass look on his face when he doesn't think about shit. He's like, oh yeah.
Shit.
Shit.
Which is the Japanese thing, this is Korean. So, no, he's cunning enough to where, he's able to...
I just think he's used to being the intimidating guy and goading people and having his way. But obviously on the streets, he was a fuck up.
Yeah.
He tried to fuck up over his boss and it didn't work out. He trusted his buddy, it didn't work out.
So he wasn't like this badass mob boss.
No, he's just like...
He was like a mid-level mob boss.
He's like muscle.
Yeah.
He was like a guy with muscle that thought he had big plans.
Yeah.
And it fell through, and now he's the muscle again. Big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
Except everyone there is not just bending over and taking it from him.
So I feel like a lot of these games have been kind of catered towards being advantageous to stronger males or athletic males. Even you can even say the very first game, you obviously got to pay attention to the rules and stop.
How many games have there been so far? 3?
Yeah. So there's
2 out of 3.
Yeah, like if you're faster, you're going to have advantage during the red light, green light.
I don't know. That old man got through it just fine.
Well, he did because he didn't mess up once, and I think he wasn't shook by all the death.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I think on average, the game benefits males, which I don't think is fair.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
The second game didn't.
But it's fair in the strictest sense.
The second
to where
game didn't help anybody.
It doesn't.
As far as especially the men.
Wait, what was the second game again? Oh, yeah. No, you're right.
So.
Well, I guess, and I've read there's arguments of who are better artists and who are better at tracing. Like, women are supposedly better at tracing things. Mm-hmm. So, like, in that sense, maybe a woman can have an advantage. If that's true, and they're tracing this, along the lines, and,
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't really bother me making shit to me. If I'm in there, I'm not going to be thinking, that fucking woman, she's going to cut this before me.
No, I guess I would say it's like...
Guy's going to... You know what I mean?
No, if he's like a big crusader for making sure it's absolutely fair in the purest sense, then yeah, it's fair. Everyone came in.
He probably understands a set of rules can only do so much.
Yeah.
It's not going to bless you with genetics. It's not going to put you in a better social status.
Yeah.
It's not going to make sure you eat all the right foods or make all the right decisions.
Yeah.
Or it's not going to determine how old you are. There's just a set of rules. And in there, at gunpoint, when you're controlled how much you fed and how much you sleep.
Yeah.
And when you go do things, and even your own people are controlled.
Well, that's it. Yeah, like everything is fair in that sense, and then eventually the weaker gets weeded out, and that's kind of was their plan. Yeah, I mean, but here we have a combination.
That's just the chance that it can happen that way. I mean, they definitely wanted to weed him out in that one crystal knock.
Yeah, you're right, or I was right, and then you were right pointing out something that I forgot that I pointed out in the episode was he did know, but he didn't know about the cop.
You said that he should know.
Or he should know.
Yeah, that you don't really see how he couldn't know when he's got that much control of the situation. But I'm thinking now the way he reacted to it, though, I don't think he knew. Because the doctor, once he found out, he was like on a rampage. He wanted to know where everybody was, rounding him up.
Yeah.
So I think once it all came to light and he found out and he knew they were selling organs and shit.
So maybe he just
addressed it. He's like, I don't really give a shit what you do with the organs, but you broke this rule, and that's the one that's important. So,
I thought he was going to say showing him your face.
No,
you're right, it was equality.
So I think that looking back on the evidence, that you weren't right.
Kind of general sense, everything's fair. Men, woman, old, young, sick, you all have the same chance. I don't think they should okay, the old man, you get 2 chances to cut out the cracker the right way.
No.
That would be, I think when that happens, I don't think that's normally a good thing.
No, it isn't.
You know what I mean? I guess I'm wondering we don't really need to find out more about the organ selling. It just
Well, it's pretty straightforward.
yeah, like who the hell came in here and rigged up these furnaces with trap doors and got all these guys into
Well, you
security?
think after they've been doing this so many years,
Yeah.
you had the one guy.
You're right about that.
It's like, okay, well, we could be doing this. We could be making some money off this. He starts digging a hole.
Okay.
Every year they come back, they're digging that hole a little bit more.
I feel like I would do this once. I'm done, boys. I didn't know it was gonna be like this. I mean, it would
Hauling
make,
up, packing out people's hearts and lungs and kidneys and livers and
Yeah.
eyeballs.
you wrote something about Nazi Germany and the furnaces. I thought, right?
Yeah, there was my teacher in high school. It was in junior high. And he was talking about just how, like, you just imagine. I can't remember how we got on the subject. Something about what those kind of situations do to a person. And I understand that, trying to show some empathy towards the Germans in that time period isn't very fashionable.
Yeah, it's not.
But just imagine a guy who's part of the Wehrmacht or something. He's just part of the German army.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're assigned to this place where you're
Yeah,
killing and
do it or
burning
we'll
Jews.
kill you.
And it's basically like,
Yeah.
where do you draw the line in those circumstances? I mean, a lot of them were probably younger men. that
Yeah, a
were
lot
in
of
the
them
army
were, 'cause
that
they-
didn't have family, like wife and kids.
Yeah.
But some of them did.
Yeah.
So
Presumably, you don't want anything bad to happen to them.
yeah, so you're wondering.
Yeah.
where,
I was listening to some stuff for quite a while about most people don't like Nazis, and most of the people who were Nazis were young men who were educated, and you know what I mean, and there's like a high likelihood that you would be a Nazi.
yeah,
And
you
Ge-
lived in Germany at the
If you lived in
time.
Germany, you're a young
And
male.
But
you're
you consider the fact that you would have been brought up in German culture, had the same German idealism,
yeah,
and the same belief systems they had. I started reading the book, but I never finished it because I never do that anymore.
yeah,
But Nietzsche and the Nazis.
yeah,
I listened to the audiobook one time when I was doing an engine swap at work. But it was talking about how people imagine, like, how could the Nazis have taken hold in Germany? Is it because of the fallout after World War One, or is it because every German was just a fucking Jew-hating Nazi?
Yeah.
At heart. Or
Yeah.
was it because of something deeper, and it had more to do with, at least this guy surmised, that it had more to do with, how that belief system, Germany first, and a lot of the ideals outside of the racism, but the nationalism
yeah,
really resounded with them. Mm-hmm. I don't know all the details, I don't remember them, but
yeah.
it had more to do with that than it did,
It was enough to compel a huge amount of group of people.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just that the Nazis were master, not just because Hitler was a great orator.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't just because the Nazis they had a lot of men in high places. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just because every German was a racist.
Okay.
It wasn't just because, you know what I mean? It was, that's oversimplification.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, the point he was trying to make was that how that could really fuck with you.
Yeah.
Putting bodies into furnaces and shit like that. And that's what it reminds me of here.
Mm-hmm.
Except these people might have been picked from certain litters to...
Well, you mentioned like maybe every cycle there is maybe the same people who've over time jerry-rigged.
Well, they had to have. I mean, unless somebody that was... this guy said, hey, I want this place built for this. And then people start putting it together. Like, well, this has got to be something kind of nefarious.
Yeah.
And then they decided, well, we could probably make some money off this. And if they're a black market construction company, you know what I mean? Like, you're putting together a place like that, or you'd have different compartmentalized companies coming in and putting in bits and pieces at a time.
Yeah.
But that's obviously a human crematorium.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not going to put cows in there.
No, yeah.
It's a little bit overkill for bunnies. So,
yeah.
That makes me think that maybe it just goes back deeper. People with ties to the black market.
Okay. One thing I mentioned, and I was wrong, obviously, was the fact that maybe Andros, he's in on the scheme to get the organs for himself. He's sick, but that's obviously not the case. He just wants people to play fair. That's it.
He's a believer.
He's a believer, obviously, yeah.
Reminds me of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
And that's on my list. I haven't seen it.
I can't remember what they called the KGB agent that they were kind of at odds. They were pitted against a fanatic. That's what it was. He was a fanatic believer in what in communism.
He wasn't just a gun for hire.
Were doing. And he wasn't just the guy that could really think for himself and think outside the box. He was a fanatic.
Yeah.
And fanatics, they're very, a lot of times they're very rigid.
Yeah.
Point of view and a rigid way of thinking.
No, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I don't got too much else. I mean, going forward, I mean, questions about the organization. We did have Ali and Sung Woo had a little bit of a moment.
Yeah.
Where, you know.
Well, Ali opened up and Sung Woo still.
Yeah, he's still kind of holding back a little bit. I mean, I thought he's breaking when he asked about the kids and do you miss him? To me, that was him cracking a little bit. And of course, another good.
Well, he's definitely a compassionate guy.
Yeah, he is.
But he just doesn't. He's embarrassed about what happened to him and what he did. So.
Yeah. So and it makes me. I mean, I think Ali. He seems like the best character on here, but I think Sung Woo to me is pretty interesting.
You remember the rules of the game? How many of them can live? Does only one have to be alive?
They never said.
Highlander, there could be only one.
They never said.
Well, so if that's the case, then not all of them have to die.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't unless one of them gets greedy and wants all that money.
I wasn't looking in the book. I mean, was there only like one winner every year or something?
Well, there's a whole list of winners.
Okay,
but I don't know. Couldn't read it.
Yeah, me either.
I don't know.
And Pickpocket Girl, she displayed some kindness for the old man, and we also had the moment where the old man, number one, his health is declining badly, and he had that sad moment, man. Yeah. Where I think everyone, I guess I feel like if I was the guy with a gun, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're probably
he's like, I'm the asshole.
Yeah, they probably don't care, but I just and also Duxu, Ki-hoon is in his head a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think Ki-hoon was right.
He called his bluff. He's with a straight face. Yeah. He just like, what? If I were you, I'd be worried.
Yeah. What do you tell that one guy? He's like, thanks for keep looking out for us.
Yeah. No, he's like, thanks for, I'm glad you got our back, kid.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But yeah, so I think we got a few more left, but I'm loving this show still. Like, I enjoyed this episode. My favorite moment was when he shot that shitty guy.
The guy had it coming.
He did. That's it. Hey, look, you made it to the end. You're one of like the 2% of people who've watched this who actually make it to the end. And most of those people are already subscribed. But if you're not, do us a favor and like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment down below. Make sure you check out our other videos as well. We have a new upload pretty much every day, so we appreciate it. Thank you very much.